Hi, guys. This is your girl, Shereen and Dee. Welcome back to our program here. So, this evening, we will be talking about relationships. Yes, guys, relationships. It's a difficult one. And we all go through relationships. Right, Dee?
Yes, we do. Hello, everyone.
Right. It's either we have a friendship with a girl or a friendship with a boy. Did I state that right? It could be either. It could be a social group. It's still a relationship, guys. And we still struggle. You have a girlfriend, you still struggle with a relationship. You can never understand your friends, right? So, guys, I don't know. So tonight we did not prepare any talk, or we weren't going to talk about anything but just answer questions from you guys. And that's what we want to do, right? So I guess we're waiting on you guys to speak and ask along, ask questions. Dee, do you have anything to say?
But just that we have started our 5-part series about relationships and the finding the maybe ways of finding your true partner or somebody you could be happy with together. And it we had our first one last Friday, and it was know yourself, because to start a relationship, it's your very first relationship in life is actually with yourself, and you really should build yourself up first before you then go out to try and find somebody who complements that, as opposed to just going out there blindly and hoping things will just start coming along the way. Because as we know, the divorce rate's very high. People aren't getting married as much anymore. Relationships aren't lasting as long anymore. And a lot of it is due to the fact that we're growing apart, we're coming together, maybe not for the right reasons, or anything in between. And so we're here tonight to just kind of have a casual chit chat about different kinds of relationships, what comments or questions you may have, and just to have an open discussion and just feel how everyone else is feeling. Are we confused? Are we in a great relationship? Has it been up and down? Anything you want to share would be great.
Right. So, guys, come on with the questions because I'm looking at in the comment box here to see if somebody have anything to say. Right, guys?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I got that. So, if you guys have anything to say, I mean, you must have a relationship, or if you want to join, right? If you want to join, go on my Facebook page and you can join the meeting. Yes, guys, you can join, right? It's
So
easy,
you will see. So Shereen, how does that work? So when they come on, they click on the link.
right?
You let them in, or how does that work?
Yeah, they asked me to let them in and I let them in. So they'll click and I'll see them and then I'll let them join the conversation. They will be in a hangout room and then yeah, then I'll join them. Then I'll bring them in, right?
Okay.
Maybe we want to ask a few questions until people get warm up. Like
Okay.
I have prepared a few questions and I'm going to place one on the screen now so you guys can you know do you want to answer this one or you want to try to?
What's something you used to believe about relationships but no longer do? Great question. I used to believe that relationships, if they were the right ones, it would be very easy. I used to think that when you're with the right person, you would probably never, if ever, argue, that it would be, um, you agreed pretty much on everything, um, that it just felt like you were with your best friend every day, and that you just never had really that much conflict. That's what I used to believe.
Yeah, but that is untrue though. That is
Absolutely.
not true because you know what? Everybody has faults, guys, even me. And we have
Shireen, you
some
don't.
ways, and we are selfish in our own ways. And we just don't. We just are human beings and we're just trying to coexist with people. That's what we're doing.
That's right.
You know what I used to believe? I used to believe that when you're married forever.
Yes.
And I don't believe that anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
used to believe. I used to believe that when you're married forever. And that is just not, I don't know.
And why would you believe that? Were your parents married forever?
No, my parents weren't married, but I don't know. I must have seen it on the soap opera, I guess.
Yes. Well, I
You know what? In the little town that I came from, people don't get divorced. All when the guy cheated on the woman, they don't get divorced. They just stick it out. The man go, the man come. He has lots of different women, and he come home to his wife every day or every
was
other day, and they never get divorced. That's what I grew up and see.
what would the woman do?
She has her community, like us, the girls, the females, all the sisters and family, and she have a social group going on. And they sit and they chit chat about what is happening and they don't like it and she will quarrel about it, but she does nothing about it. She just sit in it. It was a norm to accept. Or the other woman would socialize and says, "Don't worry, he'll come around or he'll change," or something to that effect. It wasn't said that, "Oh, you need to leave him."
Right. But there wasn't as much support for that either. I know my parents too were not together forever. I was two when they separated for good, and I. But even with that, I believed when you marry for life, and that a marriage and family should look like something like you said. You saw it on soap opera. I saw it on TV too. It would be whatever they showed on like Happy Days or the Brady Bunch or things like that. The father was so nice and communicative, and the mother was so kind, and everything was so much love. That's what I thought it was supposed to be every day. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. But unfortunately, guys, things happen. Society that we live in, it's so horrible. People don't want to be bothered.
Well, people do. There's people who do stick it out, and there's more support now. But um, I think that when people get married, they do take it seriously. But maybe it doesn't take as much to separate now that women are working and have their own lives and they're not as reliant. I think in the past, women were much more suppressed. So maybe that's why they had to stick it out more. Not sure, but I think so.
Yeah, I'm just typing something in the box.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just telling people to ask questions and comment,
Okay.
right? Yeah, because, yes, guys, please, please. Okay, guys, if you don't want to ask question, if you're watching and you want it, maybe they want to call in, you think? They can't be
Uh,
bothered or they want to text me on my phone. If somebody is watching out there, guys, text, ask along. Because tonight is not really about us, it's about answering questions. Any question that you have. I'm sure you have relationship issues. Your
yeah.
relationship is not perfect. I know it. unless
And if it
unless
is,
you're not of this world.
hang on, if it is perfect, please share. Because
Right. And
we'd
if right,
love to know what works.
what works? Yeah. If it's perfect, tell us. Right?
Well, and not, no, we're being funny saying perfect, but if you're happy and it's been going well and it feels good, and like, tell us your story. I know several who have had met their life partner in school, some of them as early as elementary school, and still together.
Elementary?
Even
That's
elementary
and they're still together?
and still together
Mhm.
and
Like I guess if
happy.
you like to have steak every day,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess if you like to have steak every day,
It's
I
more
don't know
than
if I could
that.
have steak every
They,
day.
they grew together, only have eyes for each
Wow,
other that way. Yeah, yeah,
guys, this is something. This is something.
yes. I
Yeah, I
think
don't
that's
know.
great. I think it's great if you can meet your soulmate early in life. That's fantastic. You have more years together, and some people have to go through several to find that, to learn and find that right person and grow with that person. It's not the same recipe for everybody.
Okay, let me throw on another questions because nobody is answering any of our questions. Right, guys? You have to support us in order for us to do this.
True.
Okay, this is another question. Would you forgive me if I told you that I slept with someone after drinking? That is with your girlfriend. If you have a girlfriend and she tell you she sleep with somebody,
Or
or if you have a
partner,
boyfriend,
any partner. That,
any
yes.
partner, right? Would you forgive them? Well, I'm gonna answer that question.
Okay.
It depends. It depends, guys. It depends. Let me say this. If it's a regular occurrence for you to go out and drink and use it as an excuse, no. No. I just think that you do it because you want to say, oh yeah, I'm not in my right mind. No. But if it happened once and you can't believe it, or it's just a spontaneous thing or something like that, yes, because we're all human and we need to forgive. But if it's something that you're regular on a regular occasion that you do, you sleep around or you use your drinking to sleep, no, 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 no.
True. I agree with that part. Yes. I just don't know, why are they sleeping with someone else while drinking?
Right.
What happened? Like, I know inhibitions
Okay.
fall away, but what are you really saying
But
when you do that?
exactly. I am conscious when I drink. I don't drink enough that I'm not conscious of what I'm doing because obviously I want to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Consent,
Why does
guys.
Right. Why does suddenly some drinking compromise your true morals? It doesn't.
Exactly.
I don't think it does. Now, there's plenty, I'm sure many people out there who disagree, because I know far too many who have crossed that line. And myself, I get upset if they decide to flirt with somebody while they've been drinking. If they're flirting with someone else, I'm like, mm-mm. So the
I have a
sleeping
story to
would be a
share.
deal breaker. Yes. Go ahead.
I have a story to share, Dee. So I know this couple
Hmm.
and they have a nanny. I'm not
Oh.
going to say which race the nanny is, but I know this couple right here in Calgary, Alberta, and they had this nanny.
Hmm.
And so they went to the lake. They have a lake house and they went out there. And during the period of time, they were all drinking.
Hmm.
And the nanny said openly she was drinking, like there were a lot of wine going on. And she openly said, I would love to have a husband like her boss's husband.
Oh.
And then she went over and rubbed him on his head top. Listen, listen, people, I am not lying, but let me tell you, immediately she would be fired.
Well, yes.
Drinking or not drinking. Then, hold on now. Then the wife was discussing it with me. So, knowing me, I said, get rid of her. Get rid of her. I could not even go to work and have that woman in my house. Get rid of her.
Yeah.
That
Well,
is what I told her to do. And
oh,
she did. She
so,
did.
and what was the husband's reaction?
The husband says, oh, it's nothing. And then the wife came to me and said to me, because she started to notice certain things. Like she would get like coffee for the husband in the morning and not for her. Like to take care of the husband more, like more attentive to the husband and the wife. No,
Oh,
and then when they went to the cabin, when you drink, you get a little bit more free and
right. You
your mouth
see?
just loose. I
Yeah.
would get rid of her immediately.
Because the thought is there, and then the drinking
She
takes
can't, and
away the
she cannot
filter,
keep it.
right? That's right.
Yeah.
If the thought wasn't there, no matter how much she drank, she wouldn't have said that. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
know.
that's how I look at it when people sleep with somebody else because and claim that they've had too much to drink. It's the thought to either, you know, play around or cheat or whatever was there. And then the drinking just took the filter away.
Right.
And
So that
so
that that was it. So yeah, I would get rid of her. I'm not lying to you. I would get rid of her. So we have
and
another question I'm gonna
if the
put here,
husband
guys.
reciprocated, I would have gotten rid of him too. That would have been it.
Okay, this is another question, guys. Would you end a relationship if you knew that your spouse or partner cheated on you or cheated in a previous relationship? Or would you even go into a relationship with a person like that? But they won't tell you. They won't tell you
Mm.
that, okay, my last relationship ended because I cheated on my partner.
Yeah,
You
no.
start
Who
a
says
relationship
that?
with a person like that.
Yeah. No. I don't know who's truthful about that.
What do you think? What do you think, Dee?
I don't know. I don't know anyone who's ever said to me, "Oh yeah, I cheated on my partner and that's why it ended." If I was dating somebody who and told me that straight out,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it would be a red flag, I think. I don't know. It would depend on the circumstances, but at that point, I wouldn't know if I could trust it or not.
Yeah, but at least he's honest. He told you the truth.
Mm.
Yeah. He said, okay, I cheated.
Okay,
You have to give him
so
some brownie.
I
You have to
guess
give him some brownie points because he did tell you that he cheated, right? So
it depends
there's a
on the
brownie point. Maybe he
circumstance.
learned his lesson and he's changed, which
Well, let me tell you something that always has popped into my mind, or whatever, when I talk to other people who have had relationship issues. And it's like this: if somebody says you're dating somebody and they say things like, I cheated on on in my last relationship or anything like that that you're not okay with, but you accept it. If he ends up cheating on you and you say, "Oh, he's been honest, so that's a good thing." But if he ended up cheating on you now in your relationship going forward, um, and you called him on it and said, "I can't believe you cheated on me," or "Why did you cheat on me?" He would say, "Well, I cheated. You knew I cheated on in my last one. You were okay with it." So how do you win there? How do you deal with that? Because he told the truth. He showed who he was. How can you get mad?
exactly. That's why listen. My philosophy is, which this guys is my opinion. I believe if a guy cheat once, he will cheat twice. He
Oh,
will
yes.
cheat 3 times, and he will cheat 4 times, right?
Yes.
If he
Yes.
gets the chance to. But I also believe that when a man have the right woman, he doesn't feel the need to cheat because that's the right woman. That woman takes, he loves that woman so much that um he's preserving himself for that woman, if you know what I mean.
Right. And he doesn't want to
He doesn't feel
compromise.
like
There.
he needs to cheat.
Right.
She fulfill everything that he wants, right? He's more worried about her than worried about where he's gonna,
Yes.
go cheat.
Yeah.
So I believe it depends. If a man cheat, that means sometimes something is missing. Not all the time. Not all the time, because some people are just dogs,
Hmm.
right? Some people just want to see everything that walks in fractal. I swear. If you have on a dress and you look good, they just want it.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with they like, or yes, they like what they like and they want it. They just think that they can get everything they want.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have some men who not going to do that because they just feel guilty. The conscience won't allow them to do it, even though they think it,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? They will
That's
think
right.
about it, but they won't do it. But you have some guys, it doesn't even phase them.
That's
They
right.
will do it morning, noon, and night and come home and do it again with them
Yeah.
wives.
There's
They just
women.
will come
There's
home
women
and do it
like
and
that
don't
too.
feel
Yeah.
no way.
Hmm. Well, and that's the
Depending
thing.
on,
So you have to, if you're okay with that, you're
huh?
okay with it. And if you're like that, you're like that. But then if it's understood, it's fine.
Right.
But if it's a deal breaker, you would have to say that early on in the relationship. And
Right.
I think it deserves at least being said so people know what their boundaries are, what you'll accept and not accept, of course.
Right. And people do push their boundaries. Remember that.
Hmm.
Because if you give leeway, they will push their boundary again. If a guy or a woman cheat on you and you do nothing about it, and you just say, okay, I forgive you, yeah, they will do it again. But if you put them ass out the door and let them prove to you why you should take them back,
Yeah.
right? And they work back for the relationship and they decided they want to work on the relationship and do all these things. You can't work harder than a person who cheat on you, right?
That's right.
So that is what you need to know. You can't work harder than that person,
Good
right?
point.
But forgiveness, you can forgive a person who cheat on you. Now, back to the question. If him cheat on his previous girlfriend, maybe he's not fulfilled. But some of us women, we think that we can fulfill that man, but you have to assess the relationship and know if, okay, same cheat on his ex. No,
Hmm.
you have to ask yourself the question and go into the relationship with caution, right? Because you want to know why him have to can tell you why he did it, why wasn't it working, what make you think that it's going to be different. You think you
Yeah.
and you have to tell him, are you going to cheat on me?
Yeah.
Questions like that. Because I mean, if the guy is honest, he's honest. He said he didn't, he said he cheated on his ex, so he's gonna, so at least he's
Hmm.
honest. Some of them not going to tell you because they're embarrassed. So you have to give him that.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
guys? You have to give him that. So anybody have any question? Let me look in the comment box. This says it depends, and it says no, and then these things happen. Yeah, which is true. Things happen, and you have to forgive and forget. Try to forget, or you move on. If the person is gonna cheat on you, you have to move on. You can't
Hmm.
keep forgiving, right? Because remember, in a relationship, you have to set boundaries. If you don't set boundaries, guys, if you don't set boundaries, people walk all over you.
True. That's true.
So, next questions, because I was hoping that my fans would send me some questions or have some questions, but they're not. So, do you still check on your ex on social media, guys?
That's a good question.
That's a, right? You still check on your ex? If you still check on your ex, you shouldn't be looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend,
True. Yes.
right? That means you still have something about that person. Cause what you want to check? You want to check, you want to spy on them what they're doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Are they happier than you are?
You
Or
want to see if they're happy. And you
are
know
you
what you want to see too? They want to compare the person they're
right? Yeah.
with you. So what I'm saying is, guys, if you find yourself checking on your ex on social media, you need therapy.
Oh, yeah. It
Forget
means
it. If it's over, it's over. Don't torture yourself. Don't torture yourself.
yeah. Yeah,
As
exactly.
a
Good
matter of
point.
fact, you need to remove them.
Yes,
If
that's right.
it's over and done with. Just go there and said unfriend. Because
But
if that person don't want you anymore and the relationship is over, unless it's you is the person
well,
who finished the
what if
relationship. But if that person says, well, I want to move on, so on and so forth, forget it. That person don't even deserve you to go and look at their page. No, cut them off. Okay, start over fresh. Okay. If you need for go spy on them, call them up then because that's what you're gonna do. Or you know what you can do, guys? Call them up and ask them why. Let them give you some constructive criticism about you so that you don't bring it into the other relationship if you want to. I'm not saying you should, but sometimes some of us need some criticism from our ex. I don't know if anybody have any comment on that, or
well,
would you?
that's a more complicated thing. So if
It's
you're just
complicated,
dating or it was just you have nothing between you in terms of say children is what I was thinking
right?
of, right? Um yeah, and it didn't end well. I mean, you're not friends. So you're not friends. Yes, you don't check on them. You block, you get rid of it. That's the end of it.
That's the
Um
end of it, guys. Don't bother to check. It's not going to get you brownie points with those people, and it's going to make you look like a creep. Forget it. Forget it. And
but
then
it's
you're provoking yourself. Forget
yeah.
it. Why? Why? You're
Yeah.
stressing out yourself. You're just putting too much stress on yourself because now you find out that the guy is better looking than you, or the
Mhm.
girl is better looking than you, and you just go crazy a while, right? Forget
Yeah.
it. Forget it.
Yeah, I
Forget it.
wouldn't waste
Cut
the
them off.
energy if you can. Yeah, because you have to ask yourself, why are you checking?
Right.
Why are you checking? But if you're it's your ex spouse and you have children between again, I don't know if not many people end their marriages or unions like that and on happy. Some do, and they stay friends, and they know they're better as friends. But most, they're not. Now they can call each other and talk to each other about the kid issues, the children issues. But would I want my say ex-husband or something, checking my social media, and would I want to be checking his? No.
No,
No.
no, guys, forget that. Don't even bother. Don't
Yeah.
even bother. No. Mm-mm. You're just prolonging the agony and the pain.
I would like
Right?
to know how many people have when they met someone ever asked that person's ex how the relationship between them was so that you know
Anyway, somebody said that we all do it. We all go check. In the beginning, that's true. That's true. And you have to own it. In the beginning, you check, right? But
I
after a
like
while,
that.
what for, right? You
It
don't
gets
even bother.
boring. I would think it gets boring.
Yeah, I don't even bother. I tell myself if I'm over somebody, I'm over them.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't go back. Although, here's a question. Why are people going back to their, how they'll have a few more relationships and then it's not working out and then they go back to say their high school boyfriend or girlfriend or something and then they get together again years later. I'm always like, if it didn't work once, it's not going to work again.
That's
But
not true. No,
but I do hear that. I hear
no,
that.
I
Oh, it
don't
made me
believe
crazy.
that. I know people who married, divorce and married again, and it worked the second time.
Hmm. Now, do you think that happens pretty often? And
Not very often,
do you think
but
it's successful the second time?
guess what? I went downtown. Yes, guys, I went downtown to the Calgary courthouse, and I was filling out a divorce paper. And I was there sitting down, and I'm there so anxious about, filling out divorce paper. And the lady told me, "Oh, you're not going to come down here and change your mind again." Because you get people to help you to fill out the papers. And she said, and I said to her, "Why would you say that?" She says,
Hmm.
"Lots of people come down here every day and fill out divorce and change your mind and fill out divorce and change it." She
Oh
says,
my
all the
God.
time. All the time.
Oh,
Yes,
that's ridiculous.
I couldn't believe it.
No, I can't believe it. So when people get in a fight, this is what they do. They threaten divorce. And when they don't really want the divorce, they just want to get their way in the argument. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, so people change their mind a lot. There's a lot of procrastinators out there. You have lots of people who do some weird things, right? They fill it
Yeah.
out and then they go down there and then it's called stay the document.
Okay. Do you have
Guys,
to
I
pay?
know about
Do you have
it.
to
It's
pay
called
to do
stay the
that?
document. Okay, let us go to the other question here. Would you leave your relationship for someone who makes more money?
It depends. Is the one who makes more money kinder and you know, more sympathetic and I don't know. Depends.
Can I say something about this? I know people gonna hate me, but hold on, guys, because I come from a poor country.
Mhm.
I'm not even lying. I remember years ago when my sister was getting married. I shouldn't. Should I say that? Yeah, when my sister was getting married, I never really particular like the guy she was getting married to. Plus, he didn't have anything, and because I thought just to I didn't want her to get married to the guy. So here what I said to her. I said to her, "Oh, two poor people don't belong together."
Oh.
No, hold on. You need to understand that when I say poor, I'm not talking about Alberta poor. I'm talking about poor. So
Right.
I said to her, two poor people don't belong together. And she didn't know. She says, "You go on." She said, "You go on. Because we can grow and love each other and this and whatnot, not, which is true because you
Mhm.
can love and grow together.
Yes.
But if you have nothing to grow from, right? Because some situation is dying situation, and honestly, your key the situation is not going to get any better. I swear, because some people, if when you live in the country area, sometimes there is no work, there is no job, there is nothing. So the two on the poor are only going to sit and looking at each other face. So I turn to her. I know you can't relate with this in a Devinia. The I know you can't relate with it. But listen, so
Okay.
I said to her, "Okay, so when you hungry and he hungry, what you gonna do? Look into each other face?" She said to me, "Oh yes, we're going to boil green banana and put margarine or butter on it, and we're gonna eat together and we're gonna be content." Now
Well,
hold on now. I
okay.
said, "Listener, if I have to sit and eat bright boiled green banana and butter with a man, forget it. Forget it.
No.
Him have to out there do more than just, we don't belong together. Let him go find somebody who can advance him and me find somebody who can advance him.
Okay.
Simple. I know, guys. I know
Now
I'm
wait a minute.
horrible.
Yes.
but that was my thought process. I was only 18 at the time when I had that thought process.
Hmm.
No, I mean things and time change and I think differently. So Ona don't snake me for it. That's how I was thinking then. Because I remember I did say that to her. I was 18
Okay.
and now I'm 44. So
So my question to you, so joking aside,
mm-hmm.
she married him and
Yeah.
he married her for love,
Breast they
which
did.
honestly is you can't put a price on that. Like the money
No,
isn't,
no.
sure,
Oh, you
money
want
makes
to
you
hear how it end?
comfortable.
You want
Yes,
to hear how it
that was
end?
my question. How did it end?
Okay. You want to hear how it then?
Yes.
The bugger cheat on her.
Okay.
Yes, he cheated on her. He went and had a baby
Ew.
outside.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave it at that. Yes? So listen. So sometimes you sacrifice. So you sacrifice all those things. And you say you're going to eat boiled banana and butter with a guy. And him still ending up cheated on you anyhow. Anyhow. So you tell
Yeah.
me, guys, I am different.
Well, okay. So there's an example where maybe somebody would leave that relationship for somebody who makes more money.
Exactly. Because
Okay, that's
you've been there, done that. You've been there,
right.
done that. Well, I wouldn't listen.
But if you're in a relationship, if you're in love with somebody and it's maybe there's some hard times, but it's okay. You're not rich, but you're
Right.
really
But
happy
we're
with
content.
content
I
with
wouldn't
each other.
leave.
The money isn't the
No, no,
important
I wouldn't
factor
leave.
by any stretch.
No, I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't leave for the money. This is how I would leave. Because you gotta understand. I would leave if him lazy and he doesn't want he's not growing. Because remember, a woman
Hmm.
want a man that is useful,
Hmm.
right? And if he's not useful, and you're going to find that is, guys, and we have to be realistic here. Every woman is not money, it's about useful, right? And she see the guy is useful to her in some ways. That's what a woman want. A woman want a man where he's not rich, but him can provide, or if him not even rich, him useful. Something about him can do for her, or she make her
Well,
needs met, something to that
you
effect.
should be a team,
Right.
right?
And they're a
Yes.
team. So you're right. But if somebody else come and they're more useful people, I have to be honest. Because I know some of you guys not going to be honest. Yes, yes. If I'm not useful, I leave it at that. Okay, next question.
Anybody have comments on that one?
Anybody have anything to say? The other one is, what do you think about open relationship?
Mhm.
Guys, what do you think about open relationship, D?
Myself,
Mm-hmm.
for me, no, for me.
Mm-hmm.
But there's plenty of people who have open relationships and they're very, very happy or happier than they ever were before. And
Right.
so I commend that. It's whatever works. But one of you can't want the open relationship and, well, the other doesn't, obviously, because it won't work if you're not on the same page. But for myself, no.
Okay. Well, I say for myself, no, I don't believe in, I believe in, it depend. You know what? I take it back. Say I am single,
Hmm.
and sometimes when you're just coming out of a marriage or something like that, it's very, you're really not in the, you're not emotionally open for just to have somebody cling on you.
Right. That's different
So
when you're in
maybe
that. Yes.
you're more inclined to be with two-person, like, something casual, an open relationship. It doesn't, you just, as long as you take precaution and you
Mhm.
use your rubber.
Of course.
But I don't see it. You're not married or you're not in a relationship, and you make it very clear
Right.
to them that, it's right. It is. So I figured, yeah. But the other thing is, on the other hand, is that open relationship sometimes can teach us things. You see? Teach
Mhm.
us how to be more accepting,
Right.
right? It
Yeah.
is something that is going to teach you guys how to be more accepting. Like, I mean, you're going to have Harry and Dick here, and you don't know which one, right? So therefore, you're more tolerant,
Mhm.
right? I think so. Cause you have two. You must be more tolerant
Well,
in order to have two.
but there are
Anybody?
people, there are people in committed relationships, right? So they're in a committed relationship with somebody, and but they both want an
Oh,
open relationship, right? So even though they're committed to each other, they still are open to others in terms of it, maybe not necessarily to the same commitment to that extent. But I do know I've spoken to people who they say it's made their marriage or whatever or union stronger,
yeah.
and they've explained it to me and all that. And but for me, for me, it just sounds like too much work.
Somebody said no to open relationship here.
Yeah. Do they want to elaborate?
I don't know. They can hear us. Maybe they
Okay.
want to join into our conversation and
Hmm.
speak openly about what they think about open
Has
relationship.
anyone experienced that? And like, I'd like to hear. It would be nice to hear from people who have experienced that, who believe that, and it's gone very well, and they love it. And I'd also like to hear about people who've tried it and it didn't go well in the end.
Right. Well, guys, we did it again. You guys need to come on. You need to make it more interested by asking questions,
Don't be
right?
afraid.
Don't be
We're not.
afraid. If you want to have your question answered, you have to write it in the comment box, right? Let me
Yeah.
see.
Anything there?
It says those are people who want to do what they want. Okay. People says that people who have open relationship is people who want to do, they don't want to be committed. Yeah, that is true. They don't want to be committed because commitment is an issue for some of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, but if they find another like-minded partner or partners, great. Great.
Yeah, and
Gone
then
are the
another
days.
another person comment and says I contemplated but decided against it. I mean, it's
Oh.
it's a choice, guys. It's your choice. I think open relationship is a choice, right? It
And
can
so,
go both ways. You're not with anybody, so you just have, or you're with somebody and you want a third person in the mix or a fourth person in the mix, right? You want to lively up things,
mhm.
right? Once somebody did came to my husband at the time and said, if we'll do exchange wife. And the guy didn't even look good.
Yeah, well,
I'm like,
that's a
no,
problem.
hell no. Eh? I said no. Why would I want it? I don't know. People approach us as a couple. So it's not unusual, guys. It's not unusual.
No.
So yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, they have, those swingers groups and whatever where you end up with a different partner at that
Mhm.
night. There you do a switch. It's various couples. I've seen, people do take part in that. I can't honestly say that has attracted me, but, you know, to each his own.
Guys, ask questions.
Well, if
Anybody
people
for
are,
questions? I'm sure you guys going to say, you know what, I should have asked. Change your name if you don't want somebody to know
Yes,
the
yes.
questions you're asking.
You can be
Text me
anonymous.
on my phone. Ask me the question in private.
Yeah, it's all good, honestly.
Yeah.
Is anybody having problems even getting into a relationship? Something holding them back? Maybe they had a couple of bad ones and they don't want to do it anymore. They find it exhausting.
Yes, it is. These days it's very exhausting, especially going on social online, finding
Hmm.
somebody. It's exhausting. You don't even know who is real and who is not real anymore. Honestly.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, you just don't know. You wonder. Anyhow, folks, this is it. This is it. We are at 45 minutes. Why do you refer to it as a relationship when you switch from one person to the other? Because relationship doesn't mean one. You want to answer that, D?
I don't understand the question.
Okay, so the
Sorry.
question is, I think what the writer is trying to say is that why you refer to it as a relationship, because
Mhm.
obviously they are seeing a relationship as two people, right?
Oh, I see.
Instead
Okay.
of you're switching from one to the other. It's still a relationship,
It's just
nevertheless,
a different kind of relationship, but it is a relationship. Yes.
right? It's
Yes.
different. I mean, it's not traditional relationship, but it
No,
is
I
still a
think
relationship.
well, the world has really broken away from the traditional. I mean, bit by bit, and thankfully that we are, because the way it used to be, honestly, what was the advantage? It really, there was no advantage to the woman. It had to be a woman and a man. The women seemed to have no rights, while the man could do whatever he wanted. I mean, just thankfully that that's over. And so now we've moved along, and we can get married, we can get divorced if we want, if it's not working out. And if we find somebody else or have multiple partners, it's also okay. I think it just has to come down to what is working for everyone involved in that relationship. And we have to make decisions that don't intentionally hurt. Just
Isn't Jada Pinkett daughter, what's her name? She said she's
ah,
in an open relation. She likes,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
she likes open relationship.
Polyamory is what it's called.
Right.
Yes.
She likes it. And
Mhm.
lots of people, like, I have a friend that told me that she's a swinger.
Mhm.
Yeah. And she love it. And she couldn't find somebody, and she had this couple that she swings with, and then afterward she stopped. She used to do both of them, the man and the woman, and then afterward she started.
Mhm.
And then she found somebody now, so she's not swinging anymore. So, there is lots, the world is different.
Yeah. Yes. And so that's what I'm saying. It's we don't have to be in these and we're always saying know your boundaries, set your boundaries. But the law has set some, and it usually through the church has set some very stringent boundaries for years, centuries, you know, and those now have been widened, thankfully. you know so it's not that I don't think like it's look, it's like this: you meet somebody, you have your husband, you got married, you had marriage vows, that's what you both wanted, it was traditional, and part of that meant that you honor each other, right, and cherish each other, and that you had the conversation that meant you were committed to each other, no open relationship, no cheating, right, you both wanted that. Once one person starts cheating, that's unacceptable,
But
right?
you could have a marriage too, and you have an understanding that
Hmm.
okay, um it's okay for me to bring in a third person.
Right, exactly. Because you have that understanding.
Right. Once you guys have the understanding and once you both agree to it, right? But guys, this is another thing too, that one person sometimes impose on the other person,
Yeah,
like want the other person to accept something that the other person didn't agree to in the beginning.
that's right.
I know that when that happened, you can put your foot down and said, no, this is not happening.
That's right. I was in a relationship where it was like that, where they
Right,
wanted a, kind of like, oh, let's have a threesome, toying with a
right,
threesome, threesome, threesome. That's I just kept hearing that, and I just finally said, like, honestly, no. For me, no. For
right.
you,
And I'm
feel
not,
free, but then we will go
we
our
won't be a
separate
couple
ways.
anymore.
Yeah, and you get that out of your system. If that's on your bucket list, it's not on mine.
Right. And you have to, that's where the boundary goes, guys. But
Yeah,
if you agree with it, I mean, nothing is wrong with it, right? But if you're not in agreement with it,
right.
you have to set your boundaries, says no. And that's it. Anyway, guys, I think we're at 50 minutes here. You guys did well. You stayed with us. You stuck with us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Join us again on I think Wednesday. We'll continue
Are we doing Wednesdays or
oh
just Monday,
third
Friday?
join us on Friday
Now,
for
okay,
our
just to
episode
say,
2.
yes, know what you want.
Know what you want. So
Unfortunately, I didn't tell you this, Shereen, but it is my birthday on Friday, and I apparently there are plans
oh yeah.
for, so I can't do this live broadcast on Friday, and I wonder if we could switch it to Thursday.
Okay. So why don't we do it Wednesday then? Seeing that
Okay,
everybody know. You think?
sure.
Wednesday's tomorrow, right?
No, day after. Tomorrow's
Okay,
Tuesday.
yeah. Wednesday. Yeah, let us do it Wednesday and keep it Wednesday, and then Friday we will miss.
Okay.
This Friday, guys, it's her birthday. Help us celebrate her birthday on Friday. Happy
April
birthday. So,
Fools.
yeah, so that's it, guys. That is it. This was to be a Q&A, and we are going to come back again with Q&A, so that we want a lot of people on so we can have an open discussion about relationship, anything that you want to discuss. If you want to discuss your dress, let us help you discuss your dress.
That's right. So Mondays are Q&A. Just join us for an informal chit chat.
Right. And Fridays is for our relationship issues, like to really talk about relationships and whatnot. But we won't have it this Friday because it's her birthday. So we will have it on Wednesday night at
Yes,
8
and this will be
p.m.
know what you want. We did last Friday was know who you are, and now know what you want. Don't leave it up to fate. That
Right.
does
Don't.
help, but you still need to be quite clear of what you're really wanting in somebody, what you need, what you deserve.
Right. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yes, have a good night, and we'll talk on Wednesday.
Okay, bye.
Bye.